Today is 692 of 1290, and I leave this video as a witness and a testimony to the future. A new day is about to dawn before God. The sun's going to come up in the west instead of the east. This right here is what this video is about. When God put me through a purification 5 years ago by the Word of God, I felt that the cigarettes needed to go too. For 6 months, I fought to quit smoking on my own. And I bought bags of roll-it-yourself tobacco, dumped them down the toilet after rolling just a couple, packs of cigarettes, smoked one, put it under the faucet, and for 6 months I fought myself on this, because if God, was purifying me in white, purifying my insides to certain foods and just water, He said that of the earth, the cut of the earth, and to nourish my spirit, that's all that He asked me, and I went through this for about 16 months. Well, after 6 months of fighting it, I woke up one morning and I was a new person, okay? I felt God had answered my prayers. I knew that God had done it. I could be in a vehicle with somebody who smoked and had no problem. They could come in my house and I would have no problem. And then one day God told me I was pregnant. And I was like, okay, I just agreed. I've been through 14 pregnancies. I can get pregnant. I just can't have them. We're stuck in heaven is all I can say. And so I didn't, whenever God told me I was pregnant, I really didn't put no enthusiasm into it. And the next day that I woke up, picked up a cigarette after being 6 months clean. And for 3 months, God let me crush my own heart. How could I do this to God? He gives me this blessing, and I just stomped on it to dust as if God didn't matter. For 3 months, God let me feel this way. And then finally, I asked the right question. I said, God, why did you allow me to start back smoking? And He told me, He said, because before it was by your own will that you were smoking, your own enjoyment for yourself. He said, I cleansed you for my purpose. You are now smoking for me and my will. He said, just like Isaiah went through the wilderness naked for 3 years, you will be a sign before me that America is fixed to burn like trees. That in return crushed my heart again. I didn't understand, why were we fixed to burn like trees? I seen destruction. When you burn something, it's gone. It doesn't come back. So I pondered on this a while, and about 7 months later, God led me to the burning bush of Moses. He said they could either burn like the New Babylon, or they could burn like the New Jerusalem. They can burn like the bush of Moses, or they can burn like a wildfire. He told us in Isaiah He was going to plant all the trees in the same field. Well, America is it. America, do you want to burn like the burning bush of Moses, or do you want to burn like Babylon when she fell? It's our choice. And this was in the summer of 2015. And 2018, this summer, is my 3 years that America is fixed to burn like trees. God has said it. It is determined. It's going to happen. You're looking at war. You're looking at famine. You're looking at just the volcanoes and the earthquakes, the nature just going off. You're fixed to burn like trees. Everything that nature can produce smoke. Okay, it is the smoke of God. It is the judgment of God. It is the wrath of God. The judgment has come. The kingdom is fixing to leave. I just wanted to leave that as a testimony for the future. You know, God said I was His witness, and everybody sees me in white but smoking a cigarette, and I know by perception that turns people. They don't even question. But God said it was a sign before Him. And that time is about up. God also said that there was a 7-year revival in me, and I'm rolling on my 5th year of the 7. You know, God has kept everybody's ear deaf to the message, and maybe He needs it that way. He said He was closing creation. What was given, He's taken back. So what come out of Eden was going back in. And that was the first fruit harvest. This new blood moon that's coming up, this next blood moon. In 120 years, 12 tribes of Israel, 12 disciples. How many more 12 fall in line? You got the 12 prophets of Islam. You know, in 120 years, the planets have only lined up on one side of the universe 6 times. This makes the 7th time. God said this was the 7th seal. Okay, this blood moon being in this place, back in its original spot of creation, was the 7th seal breaking. And my heart is praying it's the removing of the sword of Eden. And when that happens, the earth is going to crack. According to Isaiah, he said he was closing all the books of prophets. It was done. The only thing left was 1,000 pit. That the first multitude came and they did not overcome. Islam came up. We are the second multitude. We will overcome. We will overcome off this earth and into the kingdom of Christ, and the Muslims will rule this now world. So if you don't want to get left behind, if you disagree with the Muslims and with Islam, then you better get right with the God of Abraham. Get up off the cross, get up off Muhammad, and go to the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac and Ishmael. The whole reason for the cross and for Muhammad. You know, without the God of Abraham, you would not love Christ, and you would not love Muhammad as much as you do. And let America burn. Let it be fixed like trees. Set your soul on fire with the light of God. No telling what you're going to burn light in the darkness of evil. I've seen them in my visions, the screams, the things that run around. It's ugly. You don't want to get left behind. You don't. You really don't. Alright, people. Until the next time, expect more. I've got 5 years worth of things God's been doing that I have 15 days to leave it in. Love you all with the love of God for all mankind. Amen, Shalom, and Inshallah.